Hello, I'm Vig. I'm going to be talking about Anne Washburn's play, Mr. Burns. So, the first thing that I found very interesting was that it's pretty much a group of people in a post-apocalyptic setting that are talking about a play, which I kind of find a little bit interesting because I thought that these people would kind of lead the play on as a way to get more food or basically improve their current situation. I thought that they would use the play as a way to help themselves, but they didn't. They were just kind of talking about the play as if they were like a family that are killing time during a power outage. And secondly, what the values that I find in the play are a sense of connection and a way to get in touch with history. So what I mean by a sense of connection is that these people are talking about a play. They're telling the stories, not a play, an episode. They're telling the stories about what happens in the episode Cape Fear, and they're kind of building trust within themselves. They're kind of building that, okay, he knows this, I know this, let's talk about this together. And they're also talking about things outside of their lives, like where they're from, how they got to the campsite, how they got to the site that they are, and then they relate this with Cape, and they start talking about Cape Fear. Secondly, what I mean by getting in touch with history, I mean by getting in touch with what makes entertainment so special. Like, what was so entertaining about that play, and how can we use this in the future? What made us feel entertained? And one of the values one of the things that I actually didn't understand about the play was Cape Fear. I'd never seen the episode Cape Fear, so I looked it up, and it was actually a parody of Martin Scorsese's movie Cape Fear, which is where a person who got out of prison is trying to kill a lawyer that helped put him in prison. And this is one of the values that kind of come out with theater and television. It's the retellings of story. Like the Martin Scorsese movie, I found out that it was actually based off of a book called The Execution. And I didn't really know that this movie was a book adaptation. And I also kind of and also now thinking about it, a lot of newer story productions, they're based off of very old previous storytelling. Like there's some kind of basis, and pretty much not just a lot of them, but all of them. There's some sort of experience. There's going to be a story out of that, or they saw a previous movie or read a book, and then they're going to make a story out of that. And that's what I kind of realized when looking at this play, is that they're going to make some kind of story based off of the episode Cape Fear. There's going to be some type of story out of it. And also, this kind of tells me something about human storytelling, which is that we kind of base our stories off of either personal experiences, something we have seen in real life, something we kind of read off of a movie. We use these as a basis to create our own plot, just to tell our own story. And this serves as a way of connecting with other people, or this serves as a way to make us look better, or alter it in a much better way. And this leads me to two questions that I have. One, what if they included other members in the audience? What if the theater production just decided to get 2 or 3 people into the audience and just started talking about Cape Fear? And second, what if they used other references outside of Cape Fear? What if they talked about, how did Shakespeare do this? How did a certain playwright do this? What if they would use other very old references to talk about how entertainment worked?